What's up, guys? It's your boy Dgat. Y'all know who it is. We back with another one, and today we are starting phase 2 of Pegasus, getting the fuel injectors installed and a retune on Pegasus. I'm excited to see what kind of numbers we're going to pull today, but he's pulling around right now to go ahead and start on the fuel injector install first, and then we'll put Pegasus on the dyno and see what he's pulling. We're getting the fuel injectors installed first. We'll go ahead and take a look. So the purpose of installing the fuel injectors is because I want to run E85. So for those of you that don't know what E85 is, it's basically ethanol. It's basically corn fuel. The reason I want to run E85 is because E85 makes the engine run a little bit cooler. It's got higher octane level on it, which means more fuel. Cold air means more power, and the reason why you're going to get more power from cold air is because it's more dense. It gives your engine more push power and makes it more efficient. Also, another benefit to E85 is that it runs cleaner, so to help clean out the engine as it runs as well. One of the great things about Mustangs is when it comes to running at E85, you don't have to buy a whole full-blown kit. The fuel rails are already beefed up, so they're already ready to go, and all you need to do is add those fuel injectors, which for those of you that do have a Mustang and you're looking to run E85 on your 2010 to 2014 Mustang, all you need is the 47 pound fuel injectors by Ford Performance. You can get those on American Muscle like I did. We're going to go ahead and install those. Those fuel injectors allow the system to be able to handle that E85. And then of course, being that you're changing your fuel injectors, you will need a tune. So do not try to do this at your house if you don't have a tune, a scanner, or anything, because your car will not run. So first step we're doing is just disconnecting the fuel injectors, getting access to the fuel rails, removing those fuel rails, and installing those new fuel injectors. So right now he's getting ready to remove the fuel rails off of the vehicle, and just look at how big those fuel rails are, guys. That's pretty big for a stock car. So like I said, great thing about Mustangs is they already come set. The only thing we got to change is the fuel injectors, and then that retune so we can unlock that new power on that E85. So it's actually going to be two separate tunes. I'll have a 93 tune and an E85 tune. Now, the 93 tune will be for when I want to do my regular city driving and all that, but when I'm ready to race and I'm ready to go, then I'm gonna go ahead, gas up the car with the E85 before I start the car, switch it from the 93 tune to the E85 tune, so the computers can be recalibrated and now understand that we got the E85 pumping in there, so to adjust the air to fuel ratio and all the numbers so that the car can run efficiently. Like I said, great thing about the 85 is it's going to run cleaner. Let's clean up the car with all that gunk and all that. It's going to give the vehicle more power. And how you get more power, very simple ways on how you get more power on your cars is more air, more fuel, and cooler air. The colder the air, the more power your vehicle is going to have. It can breathe better. The air is going to be more dense, which means it's going to have more push power to it. Very simple. That's the easiest way I can explain it. It's like E85 is like an energy drink for your car. So it's already drinking its water, but you want to give it some extra energy so it can go a little bit faster. E85 is the way to go. For your other cars that don't have Mustangs, with that you have to beef up other components such as the fuel rails. You need bigger fuel rails. You'll need to swap out some of your components because you got all those rubber pieces in your system. For cars that have a flex fuel system, pretty simple. What that means is you're already set for E85. You can put E85 in it, you can put 93 in it, whatever, in that engine, as long as it's not diesel. Okay, don't put the diesel in there. But that's what a flex fuel setup is. So if you ever seen a car with the flex fuel sticker on it, that's what it means. You can run at E85, you can run at 93. So we're gonna go ahead and check back in and see where he's at on this install. Like I said, he already got the fuel injector sensors disconnected. We got the engine cover off, and we got my strut tire brace bar removed. I actually removed that before I came in to make it a little bit easier for these guys so they can have access to it. And I didn't bother changing the fuel injectors myself because I knew I would need a tune and all that, which I do not have at the crib. So it made sense to go ahead and let them do it, slap it on the dyno when they're done, and push the power up. But yes, these here, that is the fuel rail, guys. So this stainless steel pipe that you're looking at would be the fuel rails. And take those off, swap out those fuel injectors, which is under the fuel rails, and then reinsert them, put everything back together, put it on the dyno, see what we're looking at. So we just popped our new fuel injectors out the box. Look at those bad boys. Look at that. These are only about 280 bucks. So for 280 bucks in the tune, you can add some extra horses on it. Right now we're putting about 397 to the wheel on the 93. Once we change these fuel injectors, however, we're going to see how much we're pumping from there. I'm excited to see what we'll be pulling. Alright, so right now he's just lifting up the fuel rails to get access to the fuel injectors. He's got his gloves on because the fuel rails are very hot. The car's kind of hot right now. Doesn't want to burn itself. And just like that, the fuel rail pops right out of there. That's what we want to see right there. It's going to kind of dump out the fuel that was running through the lines. So all you're seeing right there is just gas coming out the fuel lines right now before he puts the new fuel injectors in, and we get gas everywhere. You're going to dump it out first. And then one thing you want to do, and I'm actually happy to see this, because he's just going to pop the tabs real quick. After he pops the tabs and before he puts in the new fuel injectors, he's actually going to oil up the O-rings. I'm glad to see that. Pull those old O-rings out of there. We got new O-rings, so we don't need the old O-rings. Look at all that gas. Real quick, I'll walk you guys through that process again. First step, he pulled off the retainer clips right here. Once he pulled off the retainer clips, that allowed him to pop off the old fuel injectors. Once those old fuel injectors came out, pulled out the blue O-rings in there, and now we'll be able to insert the new fuel injectors. But before we insert the new fuel injectors, he's going to go ahead and grease up the O-rings on them, so that they slide into the fuel rail nice and securely. Easy installation, and guarantees that they're going to sit properly. So if you're doing a fuel injector install, make sure you lube up those O-rings. Don't try to cut corners, because if you don't lube up those O-rings, I can almost guarantee you they're not going to sit the way they're supposed to sit, and you're going to have problems.
On the older stuff, you can tell the difference because
they're tiny.
Yeah, they're they're bigger bodies and they have different colors and stuff like that.
So now that he's got them all greased up, he's gonna put the retainer clips back on the fuel injectors, and they just snap right back on. Once we have all these snapped on, we're going to put the fuel rails back onto the car, bolt everything down, hook it up, and then we're gonna dyno that bad boy. Trying to make sure those fuel injectors are in there snug. We're gonna bolt everything back down. There we go. Just double checking one more time, make sure they're all in there. Nice and tight. There we go. Want to hear that click sound. Hooking up the fuel lines. There we go. Plugging the sensors back up. Alright, now we got all our fuel injectors plugged back in. Bolt those suckers back down and put them on the dyno. Alright, Doc, is it looking like a speedy recovery? Alright, so before the E85, I was making 393 to the wheels. What's your guess? After
Mine?
Yeah, the E85.
410-ish.
410?
Somewhere around there, hopefully.
Okay.
Picks up more on a boosted car.
Yeah.
On an NA car normally, but
I'm gonna be a little optimistic and say 415. We'll see. I might have high hopes, but we'll see. Chris over here at Hydeman Racing Dynamics does a pretty bang up job on the tuning. He got me what I was looking for last time. I think he might be able to work a miracle and pull a 415 this time. If not, I'll still be happy. Any gain is better than no gain at all, but we'll see. Putting that insulation back on the fuel rails. Kind of keeps everything else from getting hot. Just turn the key real quick to make sure that the fuel injectors aren't leaking before he actually starts the car. Now just turning the key in the on position engages the fuel pump and allows the fuel pump to send fuel to the fuel injector. So if we're not getting a leak right now, once we actually start the car, in theory we should not have a leak. No leak, no problem. Now we are headed for phase 2. Injectors have been installed. Now it's getting Pegasus on the dyno, getting ready for the tune.